All right. Obviously, very disappointed about the outcome of the game, and I just told our kids, let's not get this twisted, okay? We obviously didn't play well enough to a man, and we didn't coach well enough, starting with me, and I take responsibility for that. We've got to look at the things that happened tonight in this game and really look at how we can improve on it. You know, we got 4 games in the non-conference. We're starting conference play next week at San Diego State, and we got a chance to rectify some things in that locker room and make sure that we get on the right page. I told our kids I think we have good football players in that locker room. We've got some key guys that are injured right now. We got some new players. Obviously we had some penalties tonight. We had a turnover in the first half. We were just not able to get over the hump and get any positive momentum going. And so we got to find a way to do that. I mean, that's our job. That's my job. And, this group of kids gives us good focus. They give us good energy. I think we can still manage to bring this group together and do a lot of positive things this season. But it's got to start next week, and we got to look at our injury situation, where we're at with that, how we can line up with the players that we have and coach them up and put them in position to win. So, we did not play well enough in many areas. I thought Jackson did a pretty good job in the game. He found open receivers. He stepped up in the pocket. He competed hard. I don't think we made enough plays around him to finish. And that's what was disappointing, especially about the second half of the season. This is a team that struggled with turnovers. We didn't get any tonight on them. We weren't able to really gain any big momentum shifts in the game. And we just got to play better, and we got to coach better. And so not shucking any of the responsibility in that regard. But it's frustrating right now. We're missing some guys that could give us a spark, that could give us some explosive plays. And so we're going to have to find some other players to take that mantle and climb with it. And been working really hard for a breakthrough with some of these kids. We just haven't gotten it. And so we just got to keep on fighting to get a breakthrough with them. And we got some kids that, they make a play or two, they'll gain some confidence, and they'll be different kids. And so that's what we have to do. We got to stick with them. We got to coach them up. I told our players, hey, when you lose, there's a lot of criticism that gets thrown around, and I'm sure I'll get a bunch of it. But in that locker room, we stay together. And that was something that we just talked about as a team. Criticism and all that stuff is part of the business. We get that. But in that locker room, we stay together as a team and coaches, and that's what we plan to do.
Jackson seemed to be really composed in the pocket tonight. What did you see from him, I guess, this week in preparation that kind of led you to believe that he was going to react this way in this
The
game?
same that he always is. Jackson is a kid that prepares really hard. He cares deeply for his team and his teammates. And so I got what I expected out of Jackson tonight. I told him before the game, we sat down at dinner and talked, and I just told him that I believe in him and that I'm excited about his opportunity to play and that we're going to stand behind him. And so, we'll look at the film tonight and, we'll make some decisions about going forward. But, I thought Jackson competed hard tonight and did a lot of good things. And, obviously we didn't string enough execution together to put enough points on the board to make it a game.
When you look at the way he played, though, you feel like this is something that could be a very positive thing for him to build off of?
There's no question.
You and your offense.
Yeah, anytime, he can get a game under his belt, he's going to gain experience and confidence from it. We got to find better fundamental play from our wide receivers, and guys got to get open and give him some playmaking ability on the perimeter. That's something that we're missing right now. And with Jackson Warren hurt, and Jordan Ross was hurt this week, and we just got to find some pop in our passing game, and we'll go to work on that.
Has it been surprising to you, I guess, some of the struggles with the receivers?
Yeah, it has been. Some of the struggles with some of our kids is surprising to me, but we got to get them better. That's what our job is to get them better. And I think we got some kids that are capable. They got to step up, though. It's just the way of the world. We got to step up and make plays, and just to gain some continuity offensively. The penalties were very troublesome in the first half. The turnover that we had with Justin, I know there's only one turnover in the game, but that was hard to overcome. And we just need a breakthrough. We need to make a big play and have some guys feel good about it. And momentum's a funny thing. Once you start getting it, then you start to gain confidence from it. So that's those kids in the locker room really need that right now. They need a little shot of confidence.
You've talked a lot about, the struggles with quarterbacks and executing this year. You'll have to go back and look at this game.
Mm-hmm.
How would you assess how you've done in terms of
how I've done? Just
putting this offense in position to succeed?
Well, obviously we haven't scored enough, so not good enough. I like to make the decisions because I think I can control what goes on for the game. And so obviously it hadn't been good enough. So not good enough would be the answer.
I'd say hindsight 2020, but a couple times Taj came in kind of as you guys are moving it, they knocked him back. That kind of puts you behind the sticks. Did feel like maybe there's some predictability, or not predictability, but Washington State was kind of reading those. And
no, I don't think it was effective. I think it has been effective, but I don't think. They made the play on the first time he went into the game. That never really got a chance to get established tonight. So. That's fair to say, I guess.
I know it's early, Jay, but the way these 3 home games have played out, do you worry at all about your own future?
No, I don't. No. I'm coaching, and I'm trying to do the best that I can with these kids, and so, no, I'm not worried.
Do you have any information on Tanner and what happened tonight?
I don't. I don't have any information on Tanner or Jacob. And Tanner, he was not 100% when he started this game. And he was able to get through these last 2 games, beat up a little bit. And so I'm hoping he's going to be okay, and I hope Jacob's okay. Jacob was pretty sore coming off the field.
You make adjustments throughout a season, and one of them tonight was you put Dagan back behind to return punts. What did you see from him this week, and how did you feel like he reacted to that?
Dagan's really a smart player, really dialed in, really focused, prepares fantastically. I thought that he would really do a good job back there as a punt returner and make good decisions and catch the ball, and he did that tonight. And I think he'll give us some good returns as well.
I know you have a lot of confidence with the playmakers that you believe that you have. And you touched on it. You think it's just a matter of time before you start getting more explosives, the type of plays that'll help an offense kind of get some continuity?
Yeah, our players aren't going to change right now, so we've got to find ways that they can be more explosive, and that's what we got to do in the passing game is find guys that can make explosive plays. So we'll continue to work with them on that.
And when you mentioned some of the players like needing a little more confidence going forward, is that something, do you think maybe they were lacking a little before the game?
No, I just think we need to have some success, and they'll have more confidence for sure.
Obviously, there's fan frustration with losses. I guess, do you have a message for them on why you believe this will turn around?
No, I believe in the kids in that locker room, and I think that we have the basis for a good, solid football team. We just need to get back on track, and we need to win. We need to win to get going and to build some momentum with this group.